Is that time of the season where we have to come to know who the champions are, who gets relegated, and a man who has been there, who has done it all. He knows exactly the pressure that's come with playing matches of this magnitude. Fani Madida joins us for today. Player, coach, you name it, he's been there. Funny, it all comes down to this: Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs, and you do have some dark horses that might just come up. Let's talk about the run for Chiefs and Sundowns before the match that is coming up tonight.
Um, as they say, the Englishman, Brian always say that if you don't plan, you will fail. So others they plan to fail. Others they fail to plan. So in the recent week is amongst those ones that I have just alluded to. The way they approach their games, I was very much disappointed with the last two games, Celtic game and a game against Stellenbosch. So it shows now Chiefs that is almost a one-man team. You take out Lebogang Manyama, you don't see Chiefs. It's really like you ask yourself, where are these guys? How did they come to be on top of the log?
All right, let's talk about Ernst Binnendorf. He's come under pressure. A lot of people are questioning whether is he the right man for the job, and will he survive this?
But just like in any leadership position, when they say you are an accidental somebody, I will call him that and stay in Miranda, because now he is showing that he didn't have a plan. It's like it was just accidental the Chiefs are where they are at the moment. Very, very disappointing, I must say. The pairing of the players, we start again. When they played against Celtic, all of a sudden he went to play a formation that is played by Leipzig, 4-1-4-2-2-2-2. In South Africa, we saw that formation being played or used by coach Benny McCarthy at Cape Town City, and he was very successful with it. So now all of a sudden, Kaizer Chiefs, a team that plays 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2, now they are playing 4-2-2-2-2-2, in an official and a league game. And I think that's where they falter. Sometimes watching too much of this Champions League game, because a team from Germany, Leipzig, went to the semi-finals with the youngest of coaches playing that formation. Now this this one, Middendorf, because he's also from Germany. Now he wants Chiefs to play that formation, and he doesn't have players that can play that in that formation. You saw him. I will repeat again. He plays a right back that hasn't played for 20 games or so. He plays a central defender that is a central defensive midfielder. He's playing with Matoho, who is the slowest of players. Then he plays the left back, who is a Cardoso, who is a central defender. He's been playing as a central defender, now we play him as a left back. He plays Manyama with Katsande. Manyama is much more of an offensive, a creative player, much more towards the last line, last third. He plays it with Katsande. In front of them, there is Billiard is playing with Parker, who is. I don't think he's supposed to be there at Chiefs at this moment. He has passed his prime time, so to say. And then he is playing him in the midfield with Billiard. So he's playing Castro and Nukovic up front. It was just a mess from the standpoint of the starting the game. You could see with the orientation of players before the kick-off that the central defender already doesn't know where he has to stand. And it was just a mess from the start up to the finish. They were lucky that they didn't concede 6 goals against Celtic. The goalkeeper made some the Chiefs has been planning their own downfall, so to say, because they have planned to be where they are. Now they are playing to go out now of the position, taking themselves out of the position where they are. So if Sundowns wins this one, Chiefs would have been their own making the Sundowns manage to win the league.
Let's talk now about Itumeleng Khune. We've had a lot of people talking about Khune's effect in a team that is not playing, and that's a reason why probably they're leaking goals at the back. But they've done well before this juncture of the lockdown. How important is Khune? And is Khune ready to be playing now, or are just the fans making a noise for nothing?
You know that in football, when something is not going well, we always look for scapegoats. So Khune is one of those escapades where people are saying, if Khune was there, we would have done better. Yes, obviously we know that Khune is the #1 goalkeeper for the country South Africa. And the goalkeeper that is playing for Kaizer Chiefs now is the #2 goalkeeper that plays most of the games, friendly games for Nigeria. Or sometimes he doesn't even play. And he was playing for Chippa United for Christ's sake. He only came to Chiefs because Middendorp went to Chippa for a brief spell. So he liked the guy because you know how sometimes a German mentality is. We like these big, tall, structured individuals. So that's how this one was recruited to Kaizer Chiefs. But I'm sorry, he could be a good player for any other team. But the profile of a player for Kaizer Chiefs is talking now and then that he's playing well. Because with Khune, Kaizer Chiefs defense, they are always solid. He's been there at Kaizer Chiefs now for years. He plays, he started at the juniors. And he proved himself to be where he is. So I don't, in the press, it was like, I don't know, Middendorp is worried about Khune's injuries or whatever, fitness. How do you talk about the players' fitness when you have less than 7 or 5 games to go? I mean, there's something that it doesn't add up there because the player is there, but at times these coaches, they always want to say, I will prove to this player that I am Ernest or Ernst Middendorf. And it always go with arrogance. Sometimes it's for your own sake or for your own satisfaction or gratification as a coach, but you are killing the team. You know, the unity of the team, you are killing it because there's always been this harmonious relationship between the team itself, Kaizer Chiefs, and Khune as their leader. So it's a problem again that was ignited, or a fire that was ignited by the coach himself. We can always put the blame squarely onto his shoulders because he comes out and talks about these things.
Let's talk about Samir Nurkovic. He's not available for the next game. He's suspended against Sundowns. They relied on him to be the man that scores the goals for him, for the team rather. Kambole scored his first goal when they played, and you have Kama Billiard, who's not really doing that well. Before we talk about Samir, can we deal with this issue? How important is that Maluleka in the middle of a park for Chiefs now that he's not there?
There is always this sickening idea or a thought in our country that if a player's contract is up and he has signed with another team, so that player won't perform for the team, which is paying him a salary at the end of the month. It's so sickening. You look at I know I'm trying to explain to you sometimes the things that we do that doesn't make sense. You look at Bayern Munich. They have a player, their midfielder, who was playing who was playing in the Champions League's final. And that player has come out clearly and said, I am not going to renew a contract with Bayern Munich. I want other challenges. So he approached Klopp, the coach of Liverpool, and he says, no, I want to join Liverpool. But he was the star player for Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. Yeah. They didn't say, the coach there didn't say, no, Tush. He didn't say, no, because you don't want to sign for Bayern Munich for next season, so you're out. So go to Liverpool already. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Maluleke, he formed a good combination in the middle of the park together with Katsande. Now that he's no longer there, you can see even Katsande is lost. He's much more of a good dresser, so to say, in the social media than being a leader of Kaizer Chiefs team in the field of play. What a joke. You can't come all the way from Zimbabwe and try to be a good dresser in South Africa. Now we are popularizing, or we are popular because of your dress sense. Just deliver there in the field of play. That's where you need to show us what you are made out of. So that was a big problem again for Middendorp. He came out again in the newspapers and he explained, no, it was a big decision that we had to make. It's such a bulldog. What big decision you have to make to let him go, because we are still going to play against the Sundowns, because we are in contention with Sundowns. You are the one that is paying the player. He's contracted to you until the end of the season. So that's why he started to make a mess. So I said he prepared himself. He prepared this team to fail after working so hard to put the team there at the top. So then he started to prepare it now. Okay, now let's create some cracks in this team. So he was also a very important figure in the team, Kaizer Chiefs team, Maluleke. And he's been also there for years now, more than 3 years or 4 years. He's been there playing regularly. So he made a mess again, and that's another blunder from Middendorp. Then it comes to billiard. He hasn't get started. So they say in the media that Sundowns sold or let the right billiard, the wrong billiard go to Chiefs. So Chiefs is using the wrong billiard. Now hence the player wants to go back to Sundowns. So it's like Kushi's to the Sake move. So we don't know. But for me, he hasn't done anything. And he doesn't deserve a space or a place in the Chiefs team at this juncture. Doesn't. So there are so many players, a number of players that, if imoto ihamba istatanga, abekho right. So Mkhonza will say abekho mnandi. This time around, kuba mnandi is tasty. These ones, they are not even tasty. I'm sorry.
Kambole, he is the man they left to look to try and help them out on tonight against Sundowns of Samir Nurkovic. Can Chiefs win a game without Nurkovic, as he has been the pillar for the team?
Samir, Brian, I didn't respond because Kaizer Chiefs, the way I know Kaizer Chiefs, it can't be a one-man team. You can't talk about one player, especially the ones those that are finishing the moves that comes from deep. That's why I had so much time to talk about Maluleke, because these ones are creators. They will bring the ball there to the strikers, So with the strikers, I don't dwell that much on them because they are finishing the work that is done by others. So let me then probably give a perspective about Nukovic vis-a-vis Kambule. This will create a problem for Middendorp because he has created a culture where Kaizer Chiefs' way or playing style has been changed to now one route of football, depending on the aerial balls for Nukovic to get it and fight for it. He got yellow cards from fighting for the ball in the air, because then he has to use elbows and all this. silly things to get the ball. You know, when you start to play from a second ball, then you are very much predictable because it's a long ball. The opponents will defend the ball. It will land to you because then you come closer with numbers, you know, to create a superiority complex, a superiority around the ball. So then you get the ball, you start to play from there. So he has changed the Kaizer Chiefs culture. So now with the Gambule back, I mean, being the only one that is there, so that means now they will have to play the ball on the floor. They will have to play what you call it carpet football, if you like. So that's how Sundowns play. So he has to play the way the Chiefs is used to play. So we don't know how many days you need to get that combination, you know, to get the players again to say, by the way, we are here to play football. We are not here to scope and hard loop. Even Germans themselves, German team, Bayern Munich, you saw them, they
Yeah.
play the ball on the floor. You know, they play because we are here to entertain. You know, so now I don't know how whether he managed, because the game is tonight, whether he would have managed to create or to make the players have play this interpassing game, have combination passes, so that they reach playing as an out and out striker. He finished with aplomb the other day. A beautiful goal that he scored against Stellenbosch. So if you get service like that, then you can always score. But if they are still going to sometimes maybe in the game that lapse and think that, hey, it's aerial balls, it won't work for them, unfortunately. Sundowns will
Maybe
be superior.
Sundowns started a bit slow against Golden Arrows. I mean, against Cape Town City, they lost. They played a draw against Maritzburg United, but against Golden Arrows, they showed their title credential once again that they won the trophy. What do you make of their performance in that game and how things are looking now as they get to the business end of the league?
Ryan, with the last game, thanks to Zuke's passing ball back 2 times or 3 times, losing the ball, that they got an opportunity to score. So Sundown hasn't shown their mettle. They haven't shown their mettle because normally Sundowns play the game that is, you know, it flows. They haven't flowed for me. Simple because you recall that they were the first team to go to camp.
Yeah.
And I think there at the camp, they left their performance pre-lockdown. You know, so post-lockdown, their performance is not up to the par where Sundowns, or should I say, it's not par excellence as we know how they play. So at the moment they are struggling because of the workload. I think the workload that they got there during their mini camp in Northwest killed them. So now you can see in Zulu they say you can see bazama ukuqaqeka, you know, slowly but surely. You can see glimpses there and there of brilliance, but it's not yet the team, the machine that you know was synchronizing pre-lockdown when the league was on. You don't see that machine with Sundowns at this moment or in their last games. You see glimpses there and there, but I think even if Sundowns play 70% of their game, 70% intensity against the team of Kaizer Chiefs caliber that I saw against Stellenbosch, they will still win easily.
Let's talk about the age
Unless
factor.
Kaizer Chiefs come up with something different.
Sorry, let's talk about the age factor for Sundowns. I mean, a lot of the players now over 30s. You spoke about Zwane coming in and changing the game, eventually scoring the goal that was, yeah, people will talk about the gift that was given to them from a Zuke pass back. The age in Sundowns team, And let's talk about the duels we'll be seeing on tonight in both teams. Which duels will be key to see one of them being the winner?
You got cut there, guy. Brian, I didn't hear the duels that you mentioned.
I'm saying which duels are you going to look at? Which will be key for each team to come out victorious today?
Okay, with pardon me, with Kaizer Chiefs, like I said, we don't know what their plan will be, because they will need to go back to Kaizer Chiefs' roots of playing style of playing the ball density. Then they will probably try to measure Sundowns, because with Sundowns you have coaches that make the team to play. They like to play, and with the motivation, now you're playing against a team that is there at the top. You want to beat them, so that you are the one like that takes that position, just like Swallows against Swallows and Ajax. Now they are at the top now, Swallows. So Ajax now is struggling. So they should be the same. They are motivated, the teams that are second, because they want to be at the top. So Sundowns has been slowly but surely taking steps to get closer to Kaizer Chiefs. So now they are there. A lot of duels normally with the Kaizer Chiefs. We talked about Maluleke. That position in the middle, there is no creativity. There is only Katsande, who I can tell you, if I wake up the next morning, if he's playing in the middle of the park, in each and every game, he will lose 70% of passes. He will give it to the opponents, or he will defend and give the ball back to the opponent. Once you do that against a team like Sundowns, you're giving them possession, then you are in trouble. Yeah. Because Sundowns, you need to starve them of possession so that they don't get the ball. Because anyway, if you keep possession in the game of football, the opponent cannot score against you because they don't have the ball. You have the ball. So you are in command. So as soon as Kaizer Chiefs lose that middle battle, it will be a problem. And I don't see a player that they're going to play there in the middle of the park, because you saw the last game against Stellenbosch, you had Parker, who was playing as a central midfielder, but you will also see him of a right back. Collection is just disjointed. So if they come with that mentality against the team, definitely will take the 3 points. So in the middle of the park, that's where the game will be lost. With the goalkeeper, that's where also the game will be lost. If you still have that goalkeeper who is going to give possession to Sundowns, to the opponent, because his kicking is not precise. You know, Kune, you have incisive passing. It goes straight to the player. So this one gives away possession. Every time Kaizer Chiefs gives away possession against Sundowns, they will put themselves under pressure. You mentioned the age factor. Now, you can see that Coach Pizzo is changing the team slowly but surely, refreshing the team. There are quite a number of youngsters, 3 or 4, that are playing at Sundowns. So they come with speed. You saw it when they score against Arrows. It was because of those changes. They came with speed. So it even motivates the 30-plus-year-olds, Bozwane and so on and so forth, to also give their best. You know, they always say that a dying horse is always dangerous, or a dying snake, whatever that you want to choose. So the battle will be in the middle. In the middle of the park, you'll have a problem there for Kaizer Chiefs if they don't take command of the midfield. They need to control it. Sundowns, they will be controlling the midfield, because they have Uhlompo, and then they have a defensive midfielder just behind him, Kutsi or the other one. I forget the names of the players now. I'm getting older. With Kaizer Chiefs, they will have to sort out the middle of the park. On the sides, on the sides, that's where Middendorf's strength is as a coach. At Maritzburg United, at Chippa United, Bloemfontein Celtic, he always wants to use wing play. Every team that he's coaching, wing play, they will always come with crosses. So if they do have those crosses, come with crosses, but crosses that are not crossing because we are just crossing. Cutbacks, those are crosses that are intelligent because you are very precise. You know which player you want to give the ball. And you also need workers in the middle of the park. If you don't have workaholics who are going to be there in the last third, then we'll have a problem, because in the past recent games, there are only 2 or 3 players for Kaizer Chiefs in the box. So it creates a problem. Sundowns, you saw it, the goal that they scored. How many players entered the box? There were like about 4. They entered the box immediately. They know the ball goes wide, it will definitely come. So that means the defense of Kaizer Chiefs in terms of positioning now, when they defend against the wing play of Kaizer Chiefs, because Sundowns also comes with wing play. They can come with wing play. They can attack you directly. So they are much more. What do I say? They are much more durable with whatever that they want to do. You know, it's Sundowns. When it flows, you will enjoy them. You will enjoy. So the fullbacks of Sundowns, I mean of Kaizer Chiefs, will have to be at their peak today, because they are youngsters that are playing on the sides for Sundowns. In the middle of the park, you will have a problem. Where Kaizer Chiefs can have a chance against Sundowns, if Coach Pitso insists on playing Madida, they will have an opportunity there, because he is prone to mistakes. It's like he post Corona, that's what he's enjoying. Make mistakes now and make mistakes next minute. All the time, he's overconfident. That's his biggest problem. He's a good player, but overconfident at the moment. And the goalkeeper department is a bit shaky, because now the goalkeeper that is playing, he hasn't played in so many games, because the regular one is injured. So it will be definitely an intriguing game, yet good to watch. If Kaizer Chiefs come with a plan and try to show Sundowns why they are there at the top. I mean, up to now, Sundowns has managed to beat Kaizer Chiefs before pre-lockdown. So Kaizer Chiefs can also go and show Sundowns that we've messed up the last 2 games, but here we are. We are here to give you a run for your money. This time around, we want to win the league. I want them to win the league. I have said with 7 games after the league has started, I said Kaizer Chiefs will win this league because they've started very well. But with now post-Corona, they haven't started very well. So I'm a bit skeptical now.
All right, Fani, thank you very much for this. We will talk about the South Africa Championship next time. I know that in your Nizandes, you'll be a happy man at the moment at the way they are playing.
Definitely so, Bruno. Definitely so. Definitely so.
Sharp.
Thanks, Bruno.